So let's go to the live portion here. We'll look at a couple of publications. We'll look at Tea Journey, which is a new publication that goes after the high end, the top 7% of the tea drinking market. They have everything going. They have a metered paywall running, they have issues running, and they have apps running. And then we'll take a little closer look at web issues with the Berkeley Science Review.
Okay.
So let me do this. Okay, so here's Tea Journey. This is their current issue. It's the 2016 Harvest Review issue. And when I click into an article, let's say I'm a first-time visitor and I click into an article, it's going to give that entire article to me for free. So these are pretty long articles. They have lots of pictures. They're really beautiful pieces. And I think they're giving away 3 or 4 articles. And once I've exhausted the meter and I click the article that takes me past my free meter, I get the pitch to subscribe. So I get this box here, and it says subscribe or log in. You can put all sorts of nice sales copy in here. They decided to put a video in, and now I have to make a decision. Do I subscribe or do I not? And if I decide to subscribe, then I get options, and of course the options will depend on what you're going to offer people: a monthly subscription, annual subscription, or whatnot.
Okay.
So that's the metered paywall. Now let's take a look at how to access my apps. And let's say that I'm a new subscriber, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to quickly log in. Go to my account page. If there's no login, then you have to. I mean, if you're not logged in, you go to my account. You're told to log in. I'm going to log in as an administrator here, so I'll pull up the account page. But I'm going to show you what happens with the apps. And let me bring up the app on my screen here. How about that? I'll do some magic here. And let's see. And can you see my phone?
I can.
Okay, so let's bring that over here. I'm going to just take us back to the home page, and you'll see that the articles that show up in the current issue on the phone are the articles that are on the site. And this is the way it works. Once the issue goes live, the articles just show up. And I'll show you really quick in the app here. So when I load up an article, it's what we're used to as far as reading. It's nice big text, and the data has shown now that we have gotten so used to navigating on mobile devices through thumbing that this is our preferred method of reading an article. So let's go back. If I want to look at past issues, I tap this little hamburger icon in the top left here. It brings up the menu for the site, which, by the way, is also controlled right in your WordPress dashboard. And how do I log in? Well, I tap the little login button there that says login, and I'm presented with a field that says subscription token. Now, when I go back to my account page, all I have to do to connect a device once I'm logged in on the web is click this Add New Mobile Device link. And what that does is it generates a token, and then I put that token into the subscribe field.
And this is true of both iOS, Apple devices, and Android devices. The app is the same on both.
Correct. So I clicked it twice by mistake, but I highlighted the last one here, and all I need to do is type that number into the subscription token field on the app, and then I've connected it, and I have free access to read all the articles. And that's how simple it is.
Okay, so what is to prevent somebody from sharing their subscription with 7 of their buddies?
Well, that's a good question. There's actually a setting in the back end which lets you set the maximum number of devices allowed for a subscription. So
Okay.
that's actually one of the easy things to control.
Okay.
5 is a
Yeah,
very...
so
Go ahead.
we want to allow subscribers to read it on their iPad and their iPhone and whatever, their wife's devices too if they want, but
Right.
yeah, we have to limit it somehow.
What we're...
I definitely understand that.
Yeah. We're seeing 5 as a pretty typical number as far as number of devices allowed
Okay.
per subscription. Okay, and then past issues. Let's just take a quick look. So here, past issues are right in the navigation on the. If I tap that, it'll bring up your issue covers, and I can load up the spring issue. Now they've only published 2 issues so far because they're new, but here comes their spring issue, and I can load it up and read it.
Okay.
Yep. There's
We should
Yep.
mention, Pete, that issues download to the app for offline reading too. So if you're in a train tunnel or you're out in the mountains, you
Yep.
can bring these with you.
That's correct.
Very
So it
important.
doesn't doesn't require a connection.
Right. There is a settings tab in the top right, little mechanical wheel there. You can bump the font size if you're like me and like big fonts. You can bump up the font size and you'll see that the font enlarged nicely.
Okay.
And you should talk about a little bit the push notifications here, Pete.
Yep. So I'm going to show you in the back end shortly that you can literally log in and right into the WordPress dashboard and schedule or send a push notification, and it'll just show up right here. You can also manage the ad. You see there's a little ad at the bottom.
Yes.
They're just advertising themselves, but those ads get uploaded right in WordPress, right in the dashboard, and they can rotate, so you can have 3 or 4 running if you want. And that's pretty premium ad space. You might be able to sell that as a premium spot. And as I mentioned before, this menu is controlled completely in your WordPress dashboard in real time. So if you have an event that you want to add to the menu, or really anything, you can just log in and change up the menu anytime.
Okay.
Okay. What I want to do is actually go back to the web view for issues, just to show you what I think is a nice example. Did I cover it all? I think I covered the app and the paywall. So yeah, so let's go to Berkeley Science Review. So this is an issue publisher, web issues. You can see the cover here. What issue am I reading? I'm reading the spring 2016 issue. These are all the articles in the issue. If I want to gain, and you can see the articles, they look like, they're just web articles, like a blog post. And this is what we want to be found in Google search and to be able to be shared in social media. So it's we're just organizing it better. And then let's say we're going to go to read the magazine, and we want to go to the past issues or your archive. And I click on all issues, and what that'll do is bring up all your previous issues that were published. Because as soon as you take a current issue live, it sits here in the upper left-hand corner as the latest issue. But you can go back and load up. So I'll go back to the previous issue. And once I click that, it'll load up all the articles for that previous issue.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
All right. So, Pete, like the way this is organized on the page, I guess they call them themes. Are there?
Yep.
How much flexibility do we have to manipulate our theme, or is it basically a certain template that's used?
So the quick answer is...
and I don't want to really drag this out. I know you guys are busy, but
yeah.
I'm interested in it. So
yeah. So essentially, the wonderful world of WordPress offers thousands of news and magazine themes, templates
right.
are out there. If you find one you like, we'll build it out for you. And it's a wonderful way to go, because if you find a theme that you like, and like is a starting point, by the time all your content and branding is loaded up and it's laid out the way you want it, you're going to love it. And it works every time.
Well, what I've seen, like with Tea Journey, I like it's simple, it's clean, and that's, like you showed me the app. I honestly didn't even notice that was an ad at the bottom of the phone. But that's not true with a lot of them, It's
Right.
So, okay,
Right.
The easier it is for my people, the happier everybody's going to be.